major, they have got to get through into stage 2 because there are a lot of teams below them, like Liquid and Oxygen, that you're going to see tomorrow in Group B. So, must win for TrainHard here, and it is underway with game number 1. Barrage trying to punch their ticket into stage 2. They already ended the Last Resort's bid for survival in the fall split. They're gonna try to take another team with them as Econ will center here. Cynical with a good stop. Gotta feel like they got a lot of momentum though, Subi.
Yeah, absolutely, especially after last game. And look at that shot placement. Sees where the defense is and puts it perfectly in between them.
Right on cue, just inside the near post. 38 seconds go by and Barrage takes over the role of the Last Resort, scoring very early. They took over the final 3 games. They had a reverse sweep to keep their tournament run alive not very long ago. Here's Cryptos. Cut off by Oli. And this will go right back downfield as Barrage fends off kind of a pedestrian attack on the part of TrainHard. And oh my goodness.
Cover your eyes, kids, because this one's not safe for work. That dunk is disgusting. Rise coming out of nowhere to slap that one in the net. Barrage making a statement here in game number 1.
Well, short-term memory. That's what you got to have if you're TrainHard. Barrage erased a couple of 2-0 deficits, so it certainly can be done, but perhaps not likely against a team that defends even half as well as Barrage does. Rise going to take his time, getting downfield and trying to dance by catalysm. He cannot, as TrainHard tries to get any offense going at all. Crypto shots wide, and Oli will take this away. Do have, I believe, that's not the Merc, is it?
Who?
It is. We got Econ. We got a Merc alert out there.
Oh, trying to rock that new hitbox. You love to see it come out in competitive play, and who knows, maybe he's gonna start a brand new meta after this. I highly doubt it, but we saw it happen. We've seen it happen a few times in Rocket League.
Oli's up for this. Well played over to the side, but Cryptos was there waiting for it. TrainHard. Everybody else ran back. Cryptos got the touch to keep this in the zone. Didn't have anybody to play the ball to, as they all went back deep into their own zone. As a result, just way too slow getting back on the attack. Barrage, no such hesitation. Cynical shot saved by Cryptos. Now he'll have a ton of time and space. Past 1, but not past 2 as Oli shuts him down.
And Stacks, one thing about TrainHard eSports that I've noticed watching them through all of these splits and regionals and grids and blah, blah, blahs, and there's too many Rocket League events if that's even a possibility. But sure. One thing I've noticed is they play up to their competition. So Barrage have got to be wary of that. They've got to make sure that they keep them in check and kind of keep them down, keep their boot, you know, kind of pressed against their neck or on their forehead, and just keep them down, because right now, TrainHard, yeah, they're not playing too well, but if you give them the opportunity, they can absolutely climb their way back into a series. We saw it happen. I could look back in my notes, but I want to say it was against Endpoint, where they stayed in that series. Yeah, it was a sweep, but every single game came down to 1 point, and I think 2 out of 3 games went to overtime.
I think that's kind of a common trait as well among teams that you see in the 5th round of these regionals, or these stages in the regional. They're the teams that, you know, they frustrate a lot of opponents because they do have a tendency to hang around. If you can keep a game close getting into the final minute, you always give yourself a chance. Econ makes the stop here. They'll be without Cryptos for a moment. So he'll put on the brakes. Econ, oh, he tried to change speeds on the Barrage defense, but Rise was up to the task. Here's Oli. So after fending off that attack, Barrage has got to be feeling like they could be comfortable, but they'd love to have one more goal just to absolutely put game 1 away. May get it here. 2-on-1, but boy, they could not get that ball anywhere near Oli.
It's a good opportunity.
Cryptos. Boy, he's just casually strolling through. Econ taking forever to turn on this ball. And my goodness, I think I could have joined the team and got in position for a stop. Barrage turns it into an attack the other way. It just seems like TrainHard let that opportunity just slip right by.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was a little too much hesitation going up to that ball, and you called it. He was in the perfect spot to really put a shot on target, and I think it would have even gone in, but you hesitate, and your opponent is good as Barrage. It can turn into a goal, and that's exactly what happens. And now the ever-elusive 3-goal lead under a minute where, you know, not going to happen in Rocket League. This one going to go in favor of Barrage.
Yeah, they'll play out the final 10 seconds here. Crypto's taken off the field, or rather that's Econ taken out. Have been a few demos that have been crucial for Barrage in slowing down the TrainHard attack. It will not be a shutout, more of a gentleman's shutout as Catalysm scores at 0.
And you like to see that passing play as well. Only expecting the shot to come from Cryptos and put it right on Catalysm's nose. But like you said, it's probably a gentleman's shutout here as Barrage takes a very decisive game number 1, and it looks like they are just going to keep cruising through this series as they made this one look pretty easy.
4 straight dubs now for Barrage after they were on the brink of elimination, down 0-2 in the last round against the Last Resort, working off a reverse sweep and trying to make quick work of TrainHard eSport. And again, we don't see more of a sense of urgency out of TrainHard. Just gotta throw bodies at the net. You've got to throw people forward. You've got to be ready to pounce on an opportunity when it presents itself. Like right at the tail end of that game, Subi, I hate to keep harping on one specific thing, but just nobody went for the ball. They all just kind of sat there and looked at it like, anybody gonna go?
Yeah, they wanted.
Oh, me? I'm going? Huh, okay, sure, I guess. Oh, wait, it's down there now.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it, but I would hope that maybe they learned from their mistakes and they realized that, hey, we had a good opportunity. We let that one go by the wayside, and we can't allow that to happen again. We're not going to get many good looks against this Barrage defense, so every single one that we do get, we've got to make sure that that shot is right on target.
Opportunities at a premium as Rise will pop one away. Here's a follow-up from Cryptos. Shot on is saved away rather easily by Oli, but now Catalysm, this is better from TrainHard. They kept the pressure on, they didn't overextend. Rise will at least have a look, looking to pass to Oli, and Cryptos stayed with him the whole way. What can they do? Can they turn it into offense on the other end? Cryptos at least stayed with the play, but did turn into a bit of a double commit, maybe getting a little too antsy on offense.
That's all right. You like to see it. I want to see a little. I'd rather see over-aggression rather than super hesitant play from TrainHard, especially being down 1 game in this series.
I am A-okay seeing the pendulum swing back the other way, just a little too far. Eventually, they'll find their groove.
Right.
This is a good start for TrainHard.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day, right?
Exactly. They got to be right 3 times, unfortunately, to stay alive in the regional, as Rise will hit Econ. Problem is they're not teammates. Econ struggling to keep this ball in his possession. Did get a demo on Rise out of the corner. So short-handed opportunity here, but nothing doing for TrainHard as Rise is able to respawn. Still made himself a factor defensively. Now this, looking for Econ, easily intercepted by Rise.
Yeah, that pass is never going to get there. Catalysm, right idea, but that one you got to keep close to your chest, try and dribble that ball downfield. The defense jumped, and Oli, great clear, pushing this one downfield, but it's going to go right back into the blue half. Great read by Cynical off that side wall, and it looks like a little back and forth play, still all tied up after 2 minutes have gone by, and TrainHard eSports looking like a brand new refreshed team here in game number 2.
Rise trying to go underneath one, he does. And Cynical was looking for Cryptos, could not bump him, and Cryptos, wouldn't you know it, made the stop, as did Catalysm on the follow-up. Now Cryptos again at midfield. That's got to be defended on the backboard by Oli, and it is. Good rotations, good backboard defense from Barrage. Of course, saying good defense from Barrage. Outside of the early stages against Last Resort, and it's like saying, yes, the sun looks very bright today.
What if it's a solar eclipse?
Somewhere the sun would look bright, I'm sure.
True.
Here is Econ. High bouncer, but that's played by Rise. Catalysm, good block. Again, more aggressiveness from TrainHard, but now Ole shot on. Oh, what a save by Econ. Barely keeping that one out.
And that was a great outlet pass forward to Ole, and here's numbers. Econ trying to get this ball mid, gets a soft tap. Oh, man, Rise able to get back in time. You'd love to see a little more power put on that shot or pass or whatever he was trying to do with that. He just lets it go off the wheels.
Despite the increased offense, or the markedly improved offense from TrainHard, still only 2 shots apiece on either side of the field. The quality of opportunities hasn't been great. It has just been better. Like this one from Ole and Rise, setting one up for Ole to drop to Cynical, looking for the lead. No, it's off the crossbar and swatted away by Catalysm.
And 2 members of Barrage rotated out because they were low on boost. That's where you've got to stay push forward. Even if you have 0 in the tank to keep that pressure put on, you never know when an open net's going to present itself just like it did, and that goal could have been the difference maker here in game number 2, but instead you give TrainHard eSport an opportunity to push forward, an opportunity to look at the net, but great defense from Barrage and a good handoff, but Catalysm disrupts and cuts it beautifully.
Or nobody bothered with their own corner boost on the part of TrainHard as they try to stretch downfield. Econ missed the corner boost coming back. He's going to come off the back wall and does so. Boy, a little more pace on the shot, and who knows, it may be 1-0. Here's Rise. His shot's on! It's a challenge fastball that Rise uses to give Barrage the lead.
And once again, Barrage, the unselfish plays. Ole sees Rise over on that wing, and Rise with the perfect shot to the upper 90. 30 seconds to go. TrainHard eSport still trying to find their first goal here in game number 2.
It is amazing, not just that at this level, a player can miss a stationary object like a boost pad, but also that one mistake like that could be oh so costly. 14 seconds remain as Barrage looks to escape game 2 with a dub. Rise just stalling for time in the corner. Cynical will take over.
Yep.
Ole is just going to let this one. He's going to wait at midfield, but Econ did get it up in the air. This goes to no man's land, and Barrage is 1 win away from ending our time here on the E-League stream.
And Barrage holding strong there, but Stacks, this game was a perfect representation of how I was saying TrainHard eSports plays up to their opponent and seems to just try and counter them almost too perfectly. TrainHard eSport, I want to see them play their own game. Make Barrage work around them instead of TrainHard just saying, okay, they're doing this, let's do this to counter. No, go out, be super aggressive in this game. Let's try and get some bumps. Let's try and get some demos, infield passes, whatever you got to do to shake things up, because the offense, it was there this game, but it wasn't great. 4 shots in an entire match. This was just a defensive stranglehold on both sides.
And now the struggle continues for TrainHard. Only 1 goal from 10 minutes of gameplay. They have got to, and remember, that 1 goal came when it was already 3-0 with no time on the clock.
Right.
It is as close to a perfect sweep as you can get without actually pulling it off. Here's Catalysm putting things to rest right now as finally TrainHard gets their first lead.
The perfect example of why you just stay in the box. You never know when a defender is going to miss the ball, and Ole, not expecting that one to bounce out that hard, goes right over his head, and Catalysm, right place, right time, but good pressure from Kryptos.
Very early goal from Catalysm. How often have we seen Subi, especially at this stage in the tournament? Team goes down 0-2. They've had no signs of life, or very minimal at best. Then all of a sudden, once they realize they've got nothing left to lose, they throw caution to the wind and they come alive offensively. That's what we're seeing a little bit now from TrainHard. They have to try
TrainHard
here
eSports.
Game 3.
Hey, we just found the perfect org for you, Stacks. TrainHard eSports.
Yeah. No, fail hard.
Oh, but I mean, you're right. I mean, we just saw it last series. We saw a reverse sweep on the side of Barrage, and it's looking like TrainHard's doing their best to emulate it here, as Game 3, nothing is going wrong for them yet.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when there's actually somebody at midfield to be on the other end of that infield pass. Perfectly placed, better shot. 2-0 to TrainHard as they try to stay alive in this series and in this tournament, and perhaps in the split. They'll be without Kryptos in defense. Econ, all he can do is pop that up. Serves as a pass for Oli, and that kind of waterfall effect, I think, really hurt Oli. If that came out high instead of angling downward, may have had an easy double.
Yeah, we just saw a tough redirect from Kryptos. Very hard to get that one to go on target, but right idea from the defense there of TrainHard eSport, and look at the passing play. Infield is open, and he nails it.
All right, all of a sudden, after, again, a defensive grind in Game 2, everybody's shooting, everybody's scoring. The only player yet to score in this series is Econ. Mr. Merc himself is on possession here. And what can the big rectangle do? He almost scored. There, he's got an assist as Catalysm gives TrainHard a 2-goal lead.
Again, extending that score line to 2. That dunk was nasty. Perfect placement, and Catalysm there for, I believe that's his second cleanup here in this game. The first one coming 13 seconds or so into the match, and there's the second, about 2 minutes. And another passing play, cynical to Oli. That one couldn't find its mark.
Oli does take out Econ. That allows him to hit cynical with a pass. But a good block by Kryptos deflects that away. And look at Rise all the way up to the ceiling to read that so quickly. And then Econ, he passed up the corner boost. They'll opt for midfield instead as Catalysm can't get out of the zone. Barrage turning up the heat just a little bit on TrainHard here at the midway part of Game 3. Cynical's got to get rid of this. Instead, Oli will have a lot of time and space to work with. Got the boost, got the ball, but then got stopped by Catalysm at midfield. Rises up for this. His ball out to the corner and just couldn't hit the angle he was looking for. And it results in a counterattack from TrainHard.
That was a great back pass there to keep this ball alive in the blue half. And here comes Catalysm. Right through that corner, Rise. Not the greatest touch, but Kryptos was not expecting it. And Econ, if that would have went in and that was his first goal, my goodness, I would think I could play at this level.
Cynical's got a catch here, and he does. Keeps the deficit at 2 for Barrage. They are far from out of it. They were down 2 goals a couple of times again against the last resort in the previous round and managed to come all the way back. And they were down 2 games against them. Kryptos will have a save here, or at least a clear. Cynical, center for Oli, and Kryptos, I don't know if he knew he was there, but he happened to be in the way. And Catalysm will have a big clear downfield, and that is huge for TrainHard as it relieves a lot of pressure from Barrage. That miss from Econ, however, could prove costly. I mean, they had a chance to pin this ball deep in the zone for a good 30 seconds. Instead, Rise is going to get this out, perhaps, as Econ side flipped. I think that threw off Cynical, and well, TrainHard is going to work out for them.
Yeah, a minute to go. They're wasting time, just like you want to see them do.
Yep.
And it's on the opposite side of the field. They're challenging everything, not giving many good looks. But this is a good look. Kryptos, can he catch up? No. Yes. Ball goes in the net. They push too far forward. And Barrage smells life here in game number 3.
It's just, that's so Barrage, isn't it? I mean, they haven't had many good chances in this game, yet they still have a chance to steal victory from the jaws of defeat. Oli, that's going to drop down for Cynical, and good thing Econ was there. It's a big clear with 37. Now Cryptos down to Catalysm to direct this deeper into the zone, but Oli's going to have a lot of time to play that out. Barrage still has time to tie this game up, and it would be crippling to TrainHard's hopes if they could not hold this lead. Rise. Oh, that's a good block by Cynical. Oli can start the attack, but Econ stays with him and dunks it right back in. Double kill from Cryptos. That's going to make this a Herculean effort required from Barrage. They do at least gain the center line. Got one. Almost answered back with another demo, but Cryptos avoided it, and TrainHard will survive to play another game.
And it looked like Cynical had that ball, and the net was about to be opened up. The demos were starting to come out, but that ball falls off of his hood. You hate to see it, but I mean, let's be honest. This should have been a 3-1 victory in favor of TrainHard eSport, but they got a little too confident, pushed way too far forward in the offensive zone, and just allowed that ball to roll in. They got to be cautious. Got to just keep that in the back of their mind. Hey, we let an easy one go in the back of the net. We can't continue to give easy ones to Barrage.
Barrage pulled off a reverse sweep not too long ago. Will they be the victims of one themselves? We've already seen Endpoint turn that around. They were reverse swept in the opening round. They brought it back and did the exact same thing last round. Here we go again. Forbidden Temple. TrainHard eSports needs to win this game, give themselves a shot at Game 5 and a shot at reaching Stage 2. This is Rise's ball all the way, unless Catalysm can center. Even still, Rise will take over, but only as far as midfield. Here's Cynical. Plenty of boost in the tank. Got his flip, but just couldn't get that kind of wave dash to quickly get rid of that ball. Now Catalysm not going to have enough to go after this ball. And back and forth the teams go, just trading jabs in what has suddenly become a very high-tension series.
Yeah, and I think this game's more important for Barrage than it is TrainHard.
Yeah,
and that sounds weird to say because TrainHard loses. Obviously, they're going home. But if Barrage lets this go to Game 5 and you allow TrainHard to have all of that momentum, it's going to be scary. At that point, I mean, I would heavily favor TrainHard eSport in a Game 5.
Oli throws this across for Rise, who's got a full canister in the tank. Rise collides with Catalysm, and Oli's shot blocked well away by Cryptos. Excellent defending on the part of TrainHard eSports. That was something brewing there for Barrage. This is off the mark for Rise. Now Econ looking for Catalysm, just led him a little too far, and the TrainHard defense has to regroup. They do. Cryptos has everything to work with, looking for Rise, instead flies right over top of him.
Oh, this is a great opportunity here for Barrage, but good defense there from Econ. Great rotation to go all the way back to that goal line, realizing that shot was probably going to come on target. Results in a turnover, but this is dangerous. That ball is going so close to the net, can't find its mark. And they get away with one, Stacks. TrainHard eSport, my goodness, almost let it happen again here in Game 4.
That's how Barrage got back within one during the last game, but no doubt about this one. Cynical up in a hurry, and he adds his second goal of the series.
And Cryptos rotating very slowly back to net, didn't have much boost at all. But still, you got to position yourself perfectly on that goal line, and he was outside the box. Cynical puts the first one in here for Barrage, and this is going to be numbers here for Barrage again right off the kickoff.
Sense of urgency's got to be there for TrainHard, as it has been for about the last 10 minutes. It's been a much more spirited attack, but it hasn't yielded that many results. As Cynical drops this down right onto Rise. He'll have Oli across if he needs him. Oli's starting to creep up, but Cryptos puts an end to that play. Econ will have to carry this himself, trying to go over Oli. Instead, he goes right through him. Here comes Catalysm, and here comes TrainHard. It's going to be Cryptos. Could not dispossess Cynical. And another opportunity for Barrage. Turned away initially, but Rise has Cynical as an option, and Catalysm there to make sure nothing comes of it.
That was a great touch off that side wall from Catalysm as well. And Oli just going to bomb this one back downfield, just trying to hold on possession, just trying to limit the amount of opportunities that they give to TrainHard eSports. Here comes Catalysm. Tries to get that ball out. Dangerous pass, but Kryptos is there for the cutoff on that shot that Cynical had.
Econ won the race to the corner boost, but he's yet to put any of it to good use. Catalysm flipped right by the ball and could not react. And Rise may have just put Barrage into stage 2.
Palms enter face. Just put your head down. That is a complete mental breakdown on the defensive side for TrainHard eSport. Barrage didn't really do much and somehow were able to get their second goal. And Stacks, if there's a time for your first shot in a match, it's probably got to come when you're down 2 goals, put on series point. And are we going to see it? Yes, but it's saved by Oli.
Oh man, that has to end up in the net. Perfect opportunity, and then you saw Econ going after Rise, could not catch him. Now Catalysm looking for his 4th goal, but no, denied again by Cynical. Catalysm has to make a quick turn in midfield. He was looking for that midfield boost, and it may have cost him. Here's Kryptos. Cannot hit Catalysm because, again, Barrage, they just have more speed and they have more boost, which makes it nearly impossible to get caught out here. Kryptos. Shot on is saved away by Rise. Oh, their best opportunity by far. Now another one. Oh. That one sails. Oh. Kryptos doesn't have anybody to pass to and could not get his nose on there for a shot. And that may just about do it. Certainly there. Oli keeping the ball in the zone. You got to feel for TrainHard eSport. They had their opportunities late here in Game 4. But unless they can score right about now, it'll be all for naught. Econ keeps us in the zone with only 6 seconds left. Got to have the next shot go in. Instead, it's going the other way. And that'll do it. Barrage can celebrate yet again going into round 5 and yet again going into stage 2.
They must like keeping their fans on the edge of their seats and keeping them entertained the entire day, because once again, they do it, and they do it in pretty good fashion. TrainHard eSport had 0 shots pretty much all the way until 1 minute to go here in game number 4. And that's not the way you got to come out and play. I was expecting to see a lot more aggression. They played so well in game 3, and I have no idea what happened in game 4, Stacks.
What happened in Game 4 is Barrage did just enough to advance into Stage 2. But they have been just the cardiac pack out of Europe. Because, again, they have gone deep into these runs in all 3 regionals. Of course, making their way into the playoffs last time around. And more could be on the way for Barrage. That is a team that is at their peak. Fun to watch, and I imagine in a couple of days we're going to see a slightly different Barrage. I think they could make a run at this again.
Yeah, but on the side of TrainHard, this match, I hate to put it on one player's shoulders, and I'm not really putting it all on his shoulders, but when Econ's the leading goal producer or goal scorer for this team and doesn't have one in the entire series, that kind of just spells their own defeat. He's got to step up offensively. Brian puts some in the back of the net, and Barrage just played a perfect game of Rocket League here. They really held TrainHard eSport in their own zone, and the offensive opportunities were almost non-present there in games 1, 2, and 4 for TrainHard eSport.
Well, it was not a good showing for the Merc meta, but you know what? I would still rather have Econ and no goals than have Dazarin as a teammate. Let's send it back to the desk as FDOT and crew will wrap things up for the evening.